Welcome to Rocksolid Productions, where in this video we are going to talk about the latest announcement from Retrobit from CES 2019. The Nomad? It's coming back? This guy here? Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Gary here with Rocksolid Productions. If this is your first time to the channel, I want to take a second and thank you for stopping by. If you like what you see here, please feel free to check out some of the other videos that we have on the channel, including coverage of events going on at CES 2019 from Retrobit, from Hyperkin, from other manufacturers. And if you really like what you see here, do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button. That way each and every time we do upload a new video, you are kept the most up to date. So in a recent video of ours, we had a chance to unbox this guy here. Someone by the name of Jason, aka Vorange, donated this to us. And for those of you who don't know what this is a Sega Nomad. In effect, it is a portable Sega Genesis. It's really cool. It plays the entire Genesis library on the go. The thing is that these back in the day had really bad displays, the battery life wasn't great. There were so many things that held this back. Now, courtesy of Castlemania Ryan, if you guys aren't following him, make sure you follow him at Castlemania Ryan on Twitter. Follow CastlemaniaGames.com on Facebook as well. I will have a link to both of those in a pinned post. He took this picture earlier today, feeling a bit nomadic. If you look at it, there's a lot of similarities here. There are a couple of subtle differences though too. And then later on in the day, Retrobit themselves kind of outed themselves in full glory. The previous picture, cell phone picture, a little bit blurry. Man, this thing looks gorgeous. Let's kind of look at what we have here. You know, you have, like I mentioned, we have the original right next to it. You have a remote and start button, same as on here, but you now have this reset button, so that's a nice feature instead of having to power cycle and flip the switch on and off every time like you would on the original here. The D-pad, slightly different. This looks more similar to a traditional Genesis D-pad, and the buttons don't have this kind of egg shape like you see on here. It's a more traditional 6-button Genesis controller layout. You know, so far so good. It looks like stereo speakers on the front of the unit as well. Really like what we're seeing so far. Interesting. Now this is they call it a hard prototype. I don't know if it's functional or not. There's no branding on here whatsoever. There's no Sega logo, there's no Retrobit logo. So that tells me this is not even a beta. This is probably an alpha preliminary kind of test model. You know, another angle here, again, you can see the D-pad. You can really see the buttons here. You know, the ABC considerably larger than the XYZ. Makes sense, that's primarily you use the ABC over the XYZ, but you will be able to utilize this with 6-button compatible games like Fighters, Street Fighter, perfect example of something you'll be able to play on the go here. And here, looking at the top, they've made some interesting changes and tweaks. So the on-off switch, considerably smaller and I think a better design than what the original was. Gone is the barrel type connector on the Nomad for power. Instead replaced with a DC input jack that looks like it's a micro USB. USB-C, I would have preferred that a little bit. Micro USB, I can live with that. That's good stuff. On the other side, you have an NTSC and PAL switch, and you also have an HDMI out. That was one of the cool things about the Nomad was, yes, it was a Genesis on the go, but it had that port there where you could take it and hook it up to your television if you'd like to play on a TV. This looks to carry on that tradition with having that HDMI output. Now looking at that, that looks like a mini or a micro HDMI that doesn't quite look like a standard HDMI port size. I could be wrong on that. That could be a full-size HDMI. We'll find out in the very near future. That may not even be HDMI. If you see, it just says HD, so it may be something that converts to an HDMI cable. We'll find that out. But man, the Nomad coming back out in 2019. Now we don't have any information as far as price or availability other than they have said 2019 is when this should be out. Did you ever own an original Nomad? Let me know down in the comments. And if you didn't, did you want one? I had seen one of these at our local store, Live Action Games, for a couple weeks and passed up and passed up and passed up. And Jason Vorange, one of our Patreon supporters, surprised me with this bad boy for Christmas. So I'm thrilled to have this in my collection. No offense, Jason, I can't wait to play this one. Hopefully one of the things, now Jason did mod this with a brighter display, so it should have better picture quality than what the original did, and this would be even sharper still. Again, let me know, did you ever want one of these? Did you have one? What were your experiences on it? Now, one thing too, let's go to some of the later pictures with this one here where it's laying down. It doesn't have a hump like this one. You would actually key in the battery pack on the back. So I'm hoping that it has an integrated battery pack. That would make a lot of sense for them to do that. And lithium batteries you can get so small now, and I'll be able to play this for hours and hours on end, that it wouldn't surprise me if they have baked it basically inside here. Let me know if you have any comments or questions, like I mentioned, down in the comments. You can also go ahead and email me at rocksolidmail@gmail.com. I mentioned follow Ryan over at Castlemania Games on Twitter. Here's his ID right here. You can also follow me on Twitter at Rock Solid Studios. And we've always got the conversation going over on our Facebook page at facebook.com/rocksolidproductions. If you want to help support the future of the channel too, and get early access to our content, get exclusive one-on-ones with me, and a whole lot more, head on over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/rocksolid. For as little as $1 a month, you get early access to all of our video content, exclusive content with me, and a whole lot more. Like I say, Castlemania Ryan posted these photos. If you are looking for some of the best gear in the world of retro gaming, head on over to CastlemaniaGames.com. The cool thing, on orders $20 and up, you get free standard shipping and handling. And on most items on the website too, if you use promo code ROX10, you'll actually save 10% on your order. I'm excited to see when we're going to get more information as far as pricing and availability. I'm sure Ryan and Retrobit will have that information coming out in the coming days, weeks, and months. And if you want to find out more when we are doing a test and review of this, because, oh yeah, this is going to get reviewed, do me a favor, like I said at the top of the video, hit that subscribe button. That way you are kept the most up to date and in the know. I am Gary. This has been Rock Solid Productions. The Nomad's coming back. How cool is that? Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.